What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at a new portable power station. This is the Nodsolex Oasis 600. Taking a look at some of the specs, this has a 582 watt hour LiFePo4 battery, a 600 watt power handling with a peak of 1100 watts, a 200 watt solar charging input, and is very lightweight at only 17.6 pounds. Taking a look inside the box, you have your user manual, your warranty registration card. Definitely get this registered. As you can see, it'll give you an extra 12 months of warranty. Then you have this carrying bag here, which is where all the cables come inside of. And inside of this, you have your AC charging cable. As you can see, you do not have a power brick. You just have this cable, which is always good to see. And then you have this cable here, which is to charge from your car's cigarette lighter port. Taking a look at the power station itself, this is definitely a nice and unique looking power station. I do like the light green color as it stands out and looks completely different from anything else out there. Looking at the sides, you have 8 silicone balls here, so there's 4 in the front and 4 in the back, which again is not something I've seen on any other power station. This is going to give you some added impact resistance on all sides of the unit. On top of that, they also raised the power station up a little, so if you place this on sand or somewhere dirty, it gives you a little space under it to help keep everything nice and clean. Last but not least, they allow you to either place the unit like I have it now, or stand it on the side like this for a much smaller and taller footprint. Taking a look at the ports, right up here you have your car cigarette lighter port, and this is a 12 volt 5 amp port. Right down here you have a built-in flashlight, and this has a few different modes on it. You have low, medium, high, and then you also have a blinking and SOS mode. Coming to the middle, you have 2 USB-A ports, and these are both 18 watts. Right beside this, you have 2 USB-C ports. One of these is a 30 watt port, and the other one is a 100 watt port. And then right over here, you have a total of 4 AC outlets. 2 of them are grounded, and as you can see here, 2 of them are your ungrounded outlets. And then last but not least, right here on top, you have a built-in wireless charger, and this is a fast wireless charger with an output of 15 watts. As far as charging goes, this can do 500 watts on AC charging and then 200 watts on solar. Besides these two, you also can do 100 watts of charging through the front USB-C port. 500 watts is definitely a good charging speed for this unit, and this will charge it up from 0 to 100 in only 1.4 hours. Then if you're out on the road, you can also charge this from your car's cigarette lighter port. From 0 to 100, this will take 5.8 hours, so it does take a little longer, but definitely a good way to top off the battery while you're out driving. Alright, so testing out the power station, I drained this from 100% to 0 using about a 600 watt load, and it put out a total of 512 watt hours. Doing the math, that gives this unit a usable capacity of 88%. Most power stations of this size put out between 80 and 85% on average, so this is definitely one of the better units out there. Alright, so let's go ahead and test out the inverter on this. As I said earlier, it's rated to do 600 watts with a peak of 1000 watts. If you're someone who's new to portable power stations like this, one of the benefits is they make absolutely no noise. If you put it under a heavy load, the fan will kick on, but that's really not much louder than the average house fan. Compared to a regular gas generator, you gotta put gas in it and it's extremely loud. Sounds like an old car running outside your house. But with this, you don't have to worry about any of that. So 600 watts may not sound like a lot, but that's definitely a lot of power, especially for such a small unit. So let's go ahead and test this out with some general technology. Let's put a phone up top on the wireless charger. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is charging. Oddly, it doesn't show how much the phone is drawing from the power station, which is the first time I've seen that. It's rated to do 15 watts, so it's probably only drawing about 11 watts. But let's go ahead and plug up some more things. Plugged in this radio, and as you can see, it's only drawing about 10 watts to charge that. Let's go ahead and plug in another phone. That bumped it up to 12 watts. I got my MacBook Pro here as well. That should give it quite the bump. Plug that into the 100 watt port. Probably gonna draw about 50 to 60 watts. It does have a 90% battery, so we'll see. All right, so it looks like that settled around 55 to 60 watts. So once again, as you can see, 600 watts is quite a lot. I have a radio, a laptop, and 2 phones charging, and it's barely making a dent here on the power station. Alright, so I got this Dyson heater running. As you can see, it's hovering right about 600 watts. It spikes a little bit over that at times. But I'm going to go ahead and let this run, and we'll see if it can hang on to that 600 watts. All right, so unfortunately this test was not successful, but it's not at the fault of the power station. The Dyson keeps trying to draw more than 700 watts. When it's drawing about 650, it's not a problem. It's running at no problem, but then it keeps trying to spike up to 720. And every time it goes about 700, it's fine, but once it gets 720, the power station protects itself and just shuts off. But at that 650 mark, even 700 watts, it was handling it no problem at all. So the inverter does work as advertised. And as I just explained, the safety protection does kick in and protect the battery as well. I know there's a lot of people out there that get nervous when it comes to storing batteries like this in their house, but rest assured you don't have anything to worry about, as this is UL listed. This means the power station was put through a bunch of different tests to make sure it was built properly and completely safe to use as well. Beside the UL listing, this also has a built-in BMS, which continuously monitors and protects the power station from overvoltage, temperatures, and many other things as well. So once again, definitely a very safe unit that you will not have to worry about. Overall, this is definitely a great power station. For the price, you get a good sized battery and better specs than a lot of its competition as well. So all in all, if you happen to be shopping for a mid-sized power station, I would highly recommend this one here, which again is the Nodsolex Oasis 600. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.